All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, thank you everyone for joining on to the CHPS virtual town hall. Just a couple of housekeeping items for you guys to be aware of. First and foremost, that the town hall is going to be recorded so we can turn around and publish it on the CHPS Advisor website, hopefully by the end of the week. So just note that it is being recorded. And the information that is included in here, including the PowerPoint, will also be available on the website. We are going to go ahead and mute all participants on the call. So if you do have any questions, there is a chat box available to you that you can get on and you can chat. We do have our academic advisors in the College of Health and Public Service who will be monitoring the chat. So if you have a specific question for a department, you can go ahead and put your name, your major, and then that question. And then what we will do is we will go ahead and compile a list of those questions and provide the answers and then follow up and put those on the advising website as well. If you have a specific question as to how does this impact you as a student, and you would like a response back from your advisor, you can go ahead and email your academic advisor. The CHPS advising website is right there, so if you don't have their email address, you can go ahead and email them directly. So just to let you know, we did do a quick survey out to students, and if you are here and you participated in that survey, thank you very much. We will be answering some of those questions that came up in that survey throughout this town hall / presentation kind of a thing. So first and foremost, just thank you for your time. We appreciate you joining in, and hopefully we can share some information and help remove any confusion that you may have about the fall semester. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our Dean, David McIntyre. If you want to go ahead and pop up on the screen here, that would be great.
Well, greetings everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're having a great summer in spite of the craziness that exists around us with COVID and other issues going on in our societies, our nation. But we're really grateful that you're here at UVU. We feel for you. We know that COVID-19 has been very disruptive. I personally have twins that are attending UVU, and I understand fully some of the challenges that presents and complications. So we want to hopefully alleviate some of those challenges as best we can. We're glad that you're enrolled for fall, and we think it's wonderful that you're continuing your education. It will be a little bit different, obviously. We are going to be taking some extra precautions to keep everyone as safe as possible. So we're going to be wearing masks, practicing social distancing, and doing those types of things that you've heard about so frequently in the news. But our goal is to help you continue to make progress in your education and advance towards your degree, and keep going in spite of the challenges and the uncertainty. Life goes on. We have to do our best, and I think the best thing you can do is also keep moving, keep progressing in school. I want to assure you that we have great faculty and staff in the College of Health and Public Service. I know our advisors, our staff, our faculty are working really hard to help you advance, and if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to them. They're glad to help. So again, best wishes, keep going, and you will be successful in obtaining your degree and achieving your academic and professional goals. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate you jumping on. You bet. All right, so UVU announced back in early June a couple of new modalities for the fall semester. And so we figured what better way to explain what this means other than in an email than having the opportunity to do a town hall and walk through what some of these, the meanings behind them, how you as a student can turn around and find these in your registration menu or on your student detail schedule. So let's walk through with what UVU is going to be doing for the fall semester. So you've probably heard that there's going to be online classes, live stream classes, and face-to-face, but really what does that mean? So with the online classes, these are courses that are going to be designated with a section number starting with an X, just like regular classes. They are going to be housed inside Canvas. So as a student, you would log into Canvas. through your MyUVU and just do all of your classes that way. It's asynchronous, meaning you can do them any day, anytime. You can spend the hours that you need with what works around your schedule. There are going to be specific dates and deadlines that are due inside of the Canvas course. So you want to make sure that you are logging into Canvas on a regular basis. It's recommended that you log in to the Canvas course at least 3 times a week and spend approximately 9 hours per course in getting the information, doing the homework, reading the textbook, and all of that fun stuff. So online courses are great. We have a lot of them inside of our college. So those may be some of the classes that you have already taken. If you haven't taken an online class, you know what? Don't be afraid. We have some awesome faculty and we have some courses. Most of our courses have gone through and they've been certified, meaning that other faculty and other departments have reviewed it, made sure that it's okay for students. If there was any confusion, kind of worked through those little kinks, just so you can make sure that it's the best student experience for you. They are fun. We will provide you with some resources as how to be a successful online student here at the end. And so if you're nervous about taking an online class and you're not for sure, is this right for me? You can do it. We're here to support you. We've got a lot of resources that are available for you. So online classes are one of the ways that you'll be taking classes this semester. The next mode of delivery is going to be what we're calling live streaming. So this means that students are going to be not in a physical classroom, but they'll still be attending classes on a specific day and time. So if you registered for a math course or an English course, and the time was scheduled from Tuesday, Thursday, 1 to 2:15, that class is still going to be live streamed, same day, same time. We're not going to change the day on you. We're not going to change the time on you, so you have to go back and redo your schedule. But the great thing is you can watch class from home, from work, in your pajamas. You don't necessarily have to come onto campus to watch it. In fact, there is not going to be a classroom assigned for these live streaming classes. So it is something, again, same day, same time. You're going to participate. The students are going to participate. You can watch it from anywhere as long as you have internet access. With these ones, each course may use a different program for you to access. It's kind of up to the instructor as to how they want to work. So you may have an instructor who's going to use Microsoft Teams, which is what we're on today. Microsoft Teams is great because there is the screen sharing opportunity. There's the chat function that you can go in and chat with your classmates. You can actually share your camera. You can talk to the instructor if you're not getting something. So that is an option to use. We have had other professors who've used Zoom. They've used Facebook Messenger. And some have even used Canvas, Kaltura Live. So you've got a couple of different programs that may be used. But again, with this one, just watch your MyUVU email for emails coming from your instructor. So you know by the first day of class, how do I even access this class? Do I go onto Teams? Your instructors will be providing you with that information before the start of the semester. If you had not heard from your faculty member and you have some concerns, you're like, I have no idea what's going on, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can email your faculty or you can email the advisors. You can call the department and they can help kind of get that information for you and to you so you can be prepared to start class the very first day of the semester ready to go. The third option of classes is going to be the face-to-face classes, and this includes some of our labs. So within the College of Health and Public Service, we do have a lot of lab-based courses. We have our EMT, we have nursing and respiratory therapy, dental hygiene, forensic science. Some of these classes are not classes that can be done online. They're not classes that live streaming may be the best option, right? They're hands-on classes in which as a student, you learn better with them. And so with these, we're still going to offer them, but you're going to find a lot of differences to them for the fall semester. So same day and time, we're not changing that on you. However, the classroom may change. So we're going to recommend that before the start of the semester, maybe the day before, the weekend before, that you go into your schedule and view where your classroom is located at, because what you signed up for in April versus where you go to class in August could be a little bit different, because at the university we're trying to keep you safe, we're trying to practice that social distancing and making sure that students who come to class have that 6 feet apart as close as we can get. So you are going to find these face-to-face courses are going to have some classroom seating modifications. We can't have all 30 students in a classroom. That would not be a good thing if with the 6 feet apart. We just can't have that happen. So you're going to find classes to where your instructor may say, if your birthday is an even day, then you're going to come on a Monday. If the class is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, come on a Monday. And then on a Wednesday, you'll be actually watching the recording or live streaming the class. So then the students who have birthdays on the even days will be in class. So each instructor is going to do that a little bit differently. I know it's going to be a little confusing, but we're here to support you. Watch your email, talk with your faculty member, but there is going to be some of those seating modifications to help reduce the exposure of the COVID-19. With this in mind, we do realize that sometimes you have to miss class. If your kids are sick, if your work's running late, you have a doctor's appointment, it's okay if that's the case, because we're going to be recording the lectures of the class, which is something that we haven't done in face-to-face classes before. So that is an exciting thing, that you have the ability to watch a recorded lecture if you miss it, so you can stay on top with what is happening inside the class. UVU did announce yesterday that masks will be required in all classrooms. So again, this is to help in your protection, the protection of the other students inside that class, and to kind of help slow the spread of the COVID-19. If you have concerns about this, which I know there are some, there's going to be some resources with UVU Info or UVU Return to Campus that you can kind of go and see, what does this mean? If I have a concern, how do I work around it? But for all of us, we're going to do our part. So faculty are going to be wearing their masks in class. The staff, anytime they're outside of their office or even in their office, depending on the location and how close to one another we are, masks will be required. It's the new norm. So if you don't already have a mask, we recommend that you go online to A Mask for Every Utah and kind of go ahead and get one of those ordered. It does take a little bit to get those shipped to your house. The other thing you can do is, I've seen them at the grocery stores, I've seen them on Facebook. So if you don't have a mask, I would highly recommend that you get a mask or two, just so you're prepared and covered for this fall semester. Some of you may have already registered for what we call a traditional hybrid course. So this is a course that would meet 2 days a week in the classroom and 1 day a week online. Well, we're still offering those. They're not going away, but you're going to see a little bit more of the modifications. So you may only go to class 1 day and be online 2 days versus the 2 days in class and the 1 day online. Again, if you're coming to a classroom, the masks will be required. There will be recorded lectures, so you're not going to miss anything. But the days and times, that hasn't been changed at all. A couple of other things throughout this semester that are going to be a little bit different than what you've normally experienced. So after the Thanksgiving break, everything, face-to-face, live stream, online, will all be taught remotely. And the reason for that, or part of the reasons for that, is to help kind of reduce, again, the spread after you've been home with your families. Coming back, we want to make sure that we're keeping you safe. There really should not be any major disruptions with the online or the live streaming courses. The face-to-face, there is going to be a little bit, right? So you're going from actually coming to class to now it may just be completely live streamed. So your faculty members are going to be putting something inside of their syllabus. If they are a faculty member within the College of Health and Public Service, I should probably clarify that. We are asking that the faculty members, especially for the face-to-face classes, put in a statement that says, after Thanksgiving, this is how we are going to handle the rest of the semester. They'll also put something in there for if UVU or the state of Utah goes to orange or red status, as to what does that mean for your class. Again, we want to provide you with as much information as we can up front so you're prepared. There's no questions, or if there are questions, you're able to ask those early before the disruption happens. We do realize that the spring semester was probably the most disruptive semester any of us have ever seen, and we want to try and get ahead of that and prevent that disruption from being so bad, and make it a little bit easier for you guys. So make sure that you are reading the syllabi for each of your courses. And if it's not in your courses, in other classes, in your general ed, in classes outside of our college, you know what? Go ahead and ask your faculty member and let them start thinking about what's going to happen if this turns red, if COVID turns us into an orange status. You want to be prepared so you can make any necessary adjustments that you can make. The other thing with our college in particular is we do have some essential programs. So classes that have actually been going on since the beginning of June, our EMT courses, our flight courses, our dental hygiene clinics. So you will find some safety measures in place for these essential programs. CHPS has a plan to where if we do go into the orange or red standing, that we are prepared to handle this and how this is going to look like. And so we want to make sure that we're providing you with that information. But if you're not for sure if your class is an essential program, go ahead and talk with your instructor and they can share that information with you as well. The information that we have for essential programs, we will make sure that we include that on the CHPS Advising website, so you as a student have access to that and can refer back to it with any questions that you may have. Safety measures was one of the many questions that came up in the CHPS Advising survey that we asked prior to this meeting. You guys are wondering what's going to happen. How are we keeping students safe? How are we keeping faculty safe? So just a couple of things that I've mentioned before is masks will be required. So plan on wearing them. In some of our buildings, not necessarily all of campus, but in some of our buildings, you will have your temperature checked and will have to answer some COVID screening questions before you're allowed in. This is currently happening in the emergency services building and at our aviation building, and it could happen in other locations across campus. So be prepared for that, and that's just one way that we are helping to do this, the tracing, the contact tracing. We're helping to ensure that we're keeping our students safe. The university has put in a lot more hand sanitizing locations across campus. So if you can't find the hand sanitizer for your own book bag, or you don't want to pay that amount, there is some of those sanitizing locations in each of our buildings, and then spread more throughout campus. We are taking precautions with the physical distancing, like I mentioned, in the classrooms, trying to keep it to where we can keep you between 4 to 6 feet apart. If you're going in and you're meeting with a faculty member in their office, we're going to ask that both of you and the faculty member are wearing a mask. Again, it's just for safety precautions that we have. We want to make sure that we're doing our part in keeping you safe and healthy. Practice good sanitation skills. Wash your hands, wash your hands. And then also, if you're sick, please stay home. The fact that we can now do web recording of the lectures and you can live stream in. If you're sick, just don't come. Watch it from the comfort of your home, or let your faculty member know, hey, I'm sick, I'm not coming in. I'll watch the lecture and get the homework assignments done. And we're asking that same thing from our faculty. If our faculty are sick, if our advisors are sick, they're going to be staying home. Again, we're doing this for safety measures and to keep every one of our employees and our students as safe as we can. So a couple of other things that came up in the questions is, how can I be successful this semester? I'm worried about online classes. I've never taken one. I'm not a good online learner. How can I be successful this semester? So we have a couple of things that we want to share with you. The first and foremost is information that UVU has already provided, and as students, we recommend that you go to them. So the uvu.edu/return to campus, uvu.edu/fall 2020, and then the uvu.edu/safety coronavirus student frequently asked questions. This is stuff that is outside of CHPS. This is overall university. What is the university doing to keep you safe? So we recommend that you bookmark these on your computer, or at least that you have a place to where you can go and check these often. In fact, I was just looking on here the other day, and there was an update from the fall 2020 that just came out yesterday that wasn't there a couple days ago. And so as this situation is a constantly changing and constantly evolving situation, we want to make sure that we can keep you as up to date as possible. Anytime that there is information, I know UVU has done really good on sending out UV announces. So make sure that you're checking your My UVU email and you're staying on top of that so you can understand what's happening at the institution. There's other resources that can help you be successful this semester. I know as a student myself, I had a hard time asking faculty if I didn't understand what was going on. Sometimes our faculty and even our staff can come across as just a little bit scary or a little bit intimidating. But you know what? They are really great people and they truly have student success at the heart of their teaching. So if you're not understanding a concept, if you need that extra little bit, please, please, please don't hesitate to ask for help. I'm a person who doesn't like to ask for help. I think I can get it all myself. And I have found time and time again, if I would have just reached out, I could have had my answer or an answer to my question. I could have saved myself a lot of stress just by talking to someone. So your advisors are here to help you. Your faculty are here to help you. The department chairs are here to help you. We don't know what you're struggling with if you don't ask. So please, please, please don't hesitate to ask a question if you're not getting anything or you're not understanding a concept. The other thing is with online, you've got to set aside that time to get into your classroom, right? If it's not as on my calendar to do, I don't really get it done. But if I have time set aside each week to log into my English 1010 class or log into my math class, then I know I'm going to get it done. So even though some of your classes may have been moved online, there is this opportunity that you can set aside some time each week. We recommend 9 hours per class each week, just so you can stay on top and get in there and learn the material and have those questions answered. Check your My UVU email frequently. This is the way that UVU is going to communicate with students. It's how advisors can reach out to students, how faculty can reach out to students. So if you don't check your My UVU email frequently, there is a couple of things that you can do. You can go into the email settings, you can forward it to an email account that you check more often, or you can actually link up your Gmail account with your My UVU email account. So then you're getting the information coming into one email. The other thing that we recommend is definitely utilizing those faculty office hours. If your faculty member has it listed on their syllabus that says here's when my office hours are, and it doesn't work with your schedule, maybe you have a class conflicting at that same time, email them and say, hey, is there another time that we can meet? Again, your faculty, this is a new experience for them. They want to help you be successful, and so we highly, highly recommend that you are reaching out to your faculty, that you're using those faculty office hours to get the best information and to be successful. There's a couple of other websites that are available to you. So the first one is How to Be an Online Student. It gives you some tips and tricks for how to navigate Canvas, how to set aside time to get into the Canvas, how to use the resources that are available. It is a great resource for students if this is your first time taking an online class. If it's not your first time taking an online class, we highly encourage you to check out that resource. The other thing that we encourage you to do is go to uvu.edu/success/resources. This will provide you a list of all the resources that are on campus, including tutoring services, mental health services, accommodations, the food pantry. All of these resources are available in one location for you as a student to go to. So again, bookmark these, have them somewhere as a favorite to where you can access them at any time. And last but not least is pay attention to the student timetable. The student timetable is going to let you know the most important dates and deadlines. When is the last day you can add a class or last day to drop a class without it impacting your GPA. We know throughout the semester sometimes things happen. Life gets in the way of everything. And so if you need to withdraw from a class after like 4 weeks into the semester, there's still time for you to do that without taking a hit to your GPA. And the other thing that I did not put on here is your academic advisor. They are here to help you succeed in your education. They want to help you. So if you feel you're starting to struggle, don't hesitate to reach out to them at any time. With the advisors, because our college is located in a lot of buildings, our advisors are located in 4 buildings in 2 different cities. And so for our advisors and the locations in which they're at, they're only going to be doing phone and video appointments as well as watching their MyUVU email. We're doing this because I only have 2 advisors in each location. And so if one advisor gets sick, that puts a lot of stress on the other advisor. And there's really not a lot of coverage in our college compared to other colleges because our college is so spread out. If for some reason you do have to see an advisor face to face, we encourage you to reach out to the advisor, have that scheduled with them, but plan on bringing a mask into that appointment with you. Because there is not 6 feet of space between the advisor's desk and where the student would be sitting. I truly think, and I may be a little bit biased here, but we do have the best academic advisors on campus, and they truly want to help you. So don't hesitate to reach out to them at any time with any questions or comments that you may have. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to stop sharing the PowerPoint. I'm going to see if there's any questions that you guys have, and then we'll actually log into MyUVU so you can see from a student perspective, what does this look like for your schedule? And then if you haven't yet registered for classes, or you've looked at your schedule and you're like, you know what, I want more face-to-face, or I want more online classes, we'll show you how to identify the different modality types in the registration menu. So I'm going to open it up. If you have a question, go ahead and either raise your hand or you can unmute yourself and ask any questions that you have at this time. All right, hearing none, I'm going to go ahead and go back into the MyUVU menu and show you from a student perspective how you can find out if your classes are available online, live streaming, or the face-to-face. So from MyUVU, if you go to the student tab and hit that down arrow, and then go to My Academics, there's actually 3 different ways to view your student schedule. The first is to go to My List of Classes. When you're in My List of Classes, you'll probably have to select the Fall 2020 semester, but this is where all of your courses are going to be at. So I went in and registered for 1 class of each different modality type just to be able to show you what this looks like. So my Criminal Justice 1010 course is going to be a live streaming class. So I can tell this because there is no building or room available. It just says live stream, but I'm still going to go to this class, probably at home in my pajamas, from 10 to 11:15. My English 2010 class was actually registered for Tuesday, Thursday from 8:30 to 9:45. But because of the modality changes, this class is now in an online setting. So I can, again, have my Tuesday, Thursday mornings available, get online. I'd probably use that same time frame that I had set aside to log into my English class, to stay on top of it, and maybe have to pick a second hour or a couple more hours later throughout the week. My Finance 1060 course. So this is what a traditional hybrid course looks like. So I'd be going to class Monday, Wednesday from 12 to 12:50, and I'd be doing something online. I'm expecting to hear from my instructor on this class as to, am I coming personally in class on Monday and then watching from home on Wednesday, or if it's the other way around. One thing to point out, and this was a question that was brought up, is if the class sizes are small, we're talking maybe 15 students in a classroom, and we can find a bigger classroom in which social distancing can happen, then we will go ahead and all students could come to class. So it just depends on the instructor, on the classroom location that we're able to get, on the physical and safety measures that are taken into place. But there is that possibility in some of these courses that if they're a small enrolled class, that all students would be coming face to face rather than having to do a changing or a mixed scheduling kind of a thing. So ask your faculty member, watch your MyUVU email for any questions that could come up about that one. The other class that I'm registered for is just a regular face-to-face class. Saturday mornings, I'm sure I'm going to hear something from this instructor saying every other Saturday come to class, or again, if that class size is super small and we can find a bigger room, which on Saturdays we probably could, I may have the opportunity just to come face-to-face. So this is one way in which students can go in and see their schedule and identify the modality type for each of their courses. The other way that you can go in and do this is again through the student tab, My Academics, and if you go to My List of Classes by date and time. First thing you've got to do if you're going to go in this way, I'm a visual learner, so I want to look to see what does this look like in a week. But I've got to go and change the date here to the very first day of the fall semester, so August 24th of 2020. So here I can identify my criminal justice class is now a live stream. I don't have that English class here Tuesday, Thursday mornings. It's actually now that online course. My finance class, it's a hybrid, remember, so I'm coming Monday, Wednesday from 12 to 12:50, and I have a little bit of it online. And then my Saturday class here is that face-to-face. So this is one way or another way that you can go in and see what does your schedule look like. If you are registered for a block course, I highly encourage you to always go and check the block course date. I usually go out to about Halloween, and just to see if there's any additional changes to my schedule and what does that look like. The third view that you can do as a student is once you're in this screen right here, you can come right down here to the bottom and go to Student Detail Schedule. And the detail schedule will actually pull up information as to how you can email your instructor directly from your schedule. I recommend that if you're going to email your instructor that you put like Criminal Justice 1010 X or Section 5 fall semester. That way as the instructor gets the email, they actually know what class you're referring to. You can identify again if it's a live stream course, if it's online, if there's any kind of information here that you need to be aware of, any notes. And then the other thing is we're seeing a lot of students at this time who are waitlisting for other classes. And so if you are on the wait list for an additional health class or a criminal justice class, you can actually go in here and it will tell you what your waitlist position is. Just a reminder, if you are waitlisted, to be watching that MyUVU email, because once you get the notification, you only have 24 hours to register for the class before you lose your spot. So sometimes, and I know this from experience, I've missed my notification because I wasn't paying attention or it went to my junk email. So if you are on a wait list, just be checking your email twice a day to make sure that you're not missing any notifications so you can get into the classes that you truly want. So if you've looked at your classes and you've identified, you know what, I want more face-to-face or I want another online class, you can actually go in and change your schedule pretty easy up through the first day of classes. So a couple of ways that you can do this is you can go to the registration and planning menu and then go to the add or drop classes right here. Another way is from the My Academics. It's actually under the Students tab. There's a dashboard to where you can just go and hit register automatically. But I'm going to go in the way I like to go in, which is registration and planning. And I'm going to go and add or drop classes. And because I'm a faculty member and an advisor, I have to choose my role as a student. If you're just a student, you don't have to do this step, lucky ducks. So we're going to go to add or drop or waitlist classes. And I'm going to look for classes that are available live streaming, for example. So you can go in and search based off of a specific course. If you want to go look at an English 1010 or another option, but I'm going to go in and go one step farther, and I want to find a class that is a live streaming that I can do because it will work better with my schedule. So I'm going to hide all of these panels down here, quickly do an advanced search, and I'm going to look for, let's go finance, for finance 1060, and then I'm going to come here to how is it being offered, and I'm going to select, the live stream's not there, that's live interactive, that won't work. This isn't going to work right, but there should be an option for you to look this way. If it's not there, that's okay, but you can tell the type of the class right here with a live interaction or with the live streaming. So I'm going to just come back and do another quick search, keep it a little bit simpler for me, and go English 1010. For English 1010, you're going to notice right here off the bat if it's going to be a live streaming course, if it's face-to-face, or if it is online. So pay attention right there to identify the modality type. You can see English 1010 is a very popular class. There are a lot of classes that are already live streaming and that are completely full with a wait list happening there. I'm expecting a lot of students to kind of change their schedule every now and then between here and the start of the semester. So if you're looking here and the class that you really want is live stream at 8 to 8:50, add yourself to the wait list. You can be on multiple different wait lists to kind of get the class that you want, but just be checking your My UVU email. So another option would be face-to-face. And I do know there's a lot of math courses. I'm going to pick on Math 1050 that are being offered in that face-to-face modality. So you're going to see the face-to-face and online. So this is what we would call those hybrid courses, or just face-to-face, and that again is going to have 50% of the class coming every other day kind of a thing. Or you can have the live streaming options. So if you're in a class and you would rather have it be live streamed than an online, go ahead, change some of your schedules and get into the classes that you want. There is a couple of classes, or there are a couple of classes in our college in which there's only one modality type. That could be due to enrollment, it could be due to the faculty who are teaching it. Some of our faculty are in the high-risk categories, and so there may not be one face-to-face, one live stream, and one online option for each of your courses, but we're doing the best that we can. So if you do have concerns about that, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can reach out again to your advisor, you can reach out to the department chair, and they are happy to answer any questions that you have. So with that in mind, that's pretty much all that we have with the questions that were sent in. There are some other questions as far as like if food are going to be offered for the semester. So we know that there's a couple of locations that are grab and go, like Wendy's and Chick-fil-A, but not all of those locations are going to be up and going and ready for the fall semester. So check into the resources that are available online, the uvu.edu/COVID, the COVID one with the student frequently asked questions, because that's where you're going to find some of that information. We have had questions about students who are concerned about the tuition differences and why are they paying for full tuition versus online. That is something that the university is looking at, but at this time, tuition is going to be the same tuition, or what normal tuition is for the fall semester, so pay attention to that. Again, we're ensuring that the safety precautions are being taken care of. We know there's a lot of questions about clinicals and how am I going to do my didactics and my clinicals, and can I get into the hospitals? We are hearing more and more, and your department chairs for nursing, for allied health, respiratory and dental hygiene, For paramedic, they'll go ahead and send you out that information so you can be prepared and ready to go for that semester. We've had students ask, are we flying? The answer is yes, we are flying. If we turn red, right, and there can't be any of these face-to-face courses, things may shut down just like we saw in the spring semester. Don't hesitate to ask any questions that you have. If there's more questions or concerns that we didn't answer in this short time, please reach out, let me know. You can use that CHPS Advising website. You can email your advisors. You can also email chipsadvising@uvu.edu, and that's CHPS advising at uvu.edu, and we can make sure that we are answering any of your questions that you have. So we appreciate you coming. I'll just turn it over real quick. If any of you have any questions that we didn't answer and you would like an answer to, go ahead and unmute yourself and ask away. All right, hearing none, we appreciate your time in coming, and again, we will get this posted onto the CHPS Advising website here by the end of the week on Friday. So thank you so much, and you guys have a fabulous day.